What is up, my fellow rifters? I thought this was kind of funny. I was stuck in this spot here and getting attacked. So while I'm clapping for my opponent here, it's kind of funny looking. So just to talk real quick, Rift Prime. Let's talk about some Rift Prime. Okay, they'll call the regular game Rift Live. So let's say Rift Live, now where it stands is there is a Rift store. You buy things with credits. I don't think it's pay to win. Some people think it's certain levels of pay to win in certain aspects, because sometimes you can get, you know, good gear that way and whatnot. You know, but a lot of people just don't like the whole store free-to-play model. I personally love it because I used to pay a lot to play Rift, and I still pay a good amount here and there. But when I'm not, the optional subscription is called now is being a patron. So when I'm not a patron, I can still play as much as I could play if I wasn't a patron, you know, and you do get a lot of good stuff by being a patron, so I do recommend it. But it's not needed in this free-to-play model. So I am very much okay with the current Rift Live model. You know, some people are not. So we're going to talk about it. Let's just go ahead and blast this this wolf just to get out of this clapping, attacking, funny thing. So we're just going to talk about it a little bit. And I'm going to, let's see, let's get back into proper wardrobe for this discussion, shall we? Why not? Let's go to basic vanilla. This was the pretty much first set of gear that I had together. I guess now it's called ruined leather. And then I put this mask with it. So, and the cape came later, but it matches. So anyways, let's go ahead and do this since we're talking about Rift Prime. Rift Prime will mean that you will be starting over. And while we are talking about that, we also have to go to a beginning mount. Ancient Tardigon. That is right, my friends. Super slow. First mount I ever had. Two-headed turtle. I had this mount probably more than my first 20 levels. Probably 25 to 30 levels. So anyway, it's bringing me back, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, this guy is slow compared to what I am used to now. So we're just going to start back here at the beginning of Silverwood. For those absolute new players, Silverwood is the starting zone for new Guardians. Of course, as a Defiant, you can go into Silverwood, but it's mainly there to level up the Guardians. And there is the equivalent for Defiance, which is Meridian. Or Free March, I should say. Meridian is the base for the Defiance. Sanctum is the base for Guardians. If I had to give you a suggestion, if you're a new player, or if you're a new player that's coming back for Rift Prime, because everyone's going to create a new character on Rift Prime, I would say go Guardian. To me, I've played both. It's just a better starting experience. After the starting experience, there's, you know, pluses and minuses of both Guardians and Defiance. But to me, Sanctum as a starting base and Silverwood as a first starting zone was definitely better than Meridian and Free March for the Defiance. That's just my opinion. I know a lot of Defiance, have nostalgia of Free March, and that's great. You could do that as well. So this is the map. I mean, I can take you into Sanctum, but I think I've done that on a previous video. Sanctum's home base, so you're going to see plenty of that anyway. So this is just a starting zone. Big castle on a hill type area in the middle. Argent Glade is like the Quicksilver College kind of schooling area, blah, blah, blah. Lots of fun stuff. So let's go ahead and take a walk around. There's Sanctum right there. You're going to be in there a lot. So this is the beginning of Silverwood. So let's zoom out. I know most of the time I like to zoom in for my videos, but let's zoom out and just kind of get you a feel of Silverwood, shall we? So we'll start to the right. You're going to be in Silverwood a lot if you're going to be starting new or starting Rift Prime new. So, there's a lot of fairies and whatnot in here. These guys, tree-based guys, all this kind of foresty stuff, Satyr. So Rift Prime, what do you guys think? Basically, it's going back to the vanilla ways of Rift. So Rift started in 2011. It is now 2018. So actually, this month, the month of March 2018, is the 7th anniversary of Rift. So a lot of players left Rift and, were mad that it changed and all that good stuff. So what they're doing is they're creating a separate server just to give that back to some of the players. What Rift was in the Rift vanilla days. By the way, we're not going to go up this path. It's just a single path that goes to the next zone. So what it is, it's back to subscription based. So you're going to be paying something for the right to play. But always got to forage. I'm a forager, of course. So maybe I should put one of these on a hotkey here. So some people will swear up and down that they love, a subscription-based game, and that, not having it and having a store where you could buy stuff gives unfair advantages to other players, if they just want to buy it and whatnot. So, I'm not one of those people. I am cool with the current Rift model. Doesn't mean I'm not going to play Rift Prime. I'm actually still undecided, but I got to decide quick because it's happening here in like a couple days, March 7th. So, it's basically going to be a whole new server name. There was a contest to name it. I'm not sure which contest won. But, I mean, it is what it is. It's for those players that really want to come back, but they don't want to come back to a free-to-play model. So what they're going to do is start that new server. They're going to start every single person on March 7th as level 1. You're all going to be brand new. You're all going to have to create a new character. You can't take your characters from the other servers. And you're just going to start from there. And everybody's going to start in these low-level zones. They're all going to start, in Silverwood and in Free March, Here's one of the ports. This is the High Glades Lookout port. So, with me, it's like I like both. I could take Rift Live and love it And I could see why some people would love Rift Prime. So anyway, so everyone's going to start at 0, or at 1, I should say, create a new character, and then move through all these zones. There's an invasion right there. And there's going to be no store. There's going to be, you know, or not, I want to say no store, but there's going to be almost nothing in the store. The store is going to be really gutted. And supposedly there's just going to be mostly like cosmetic type items in the Rift Prime store only. Because there is still going to be wardrobe and, you know, all the newer stuff that came out after Vanilla Rift. That is a foothold, by the way. That is a life foothold. So the store will only be there for basically cosmetic stuff. They're getting rid of all of the, like, advantages. Like, I'm going to buy a token boost. I'm going to buy a rep boost, experience boost thingamajigger. You know, they don't want anyone having advantages over the others, is basically what it is. So, you know, people are really into that. And basically the idea is to, like, start all over. This is Argent Glade, by the way. There's another port in here. Here's a crafting area. The idea is to, you know, start from scratch and, you know, go and see how far you could level, and they're going to do it for a year. So it's going to start March of 2018, and it's going to go for approximately a year till March of 2019, and it'll go from there. And, you know, I'm thinking I'm going to do it, but I'm not a big alt person. Like these players that love all of their alts and they create every kind of player there is, you know, every kind of, you know, soul and every kinds of everything. Those players are going to love it. You know, I kind of ignore my alts. I do have them, but I ignore them a lot. So it's not as important to me as it is to level up this guy, you know. But some players just love having 100 different kinds of players, so they don't mind starting another one. You know, with me, I don't know. I'm kind of partial to Korthluger myself. But so that's basically the idea. They're gonna have that whole new system, and see how it goes. And it's gonna go for a year, and then after that year, it's gonna be done. And then, you know, you will be able to keep your character that you create on Rift Prime. You will be able to move it over to another regular server after that point. But, you know, until that point, your Rift Prime character can only be on Rift Prime, and your other characters can only be on the other servers. So, oh, and the other big deal is patron is patron is patron is patron. Subscription is subscription is subscription is subscription. So if you have, and it's account wide. So even though you can't move your characters around from shard to shard, your Rift Prime character is part of your account. And if your account is currently patron, you currently have access to Rift Prime. And that's great because a lot of players on Rift Live already have patron, and they didn't want to pay a second thing, you know. So, you know, it's an open discussion. A lot of players are going to like it. A lot of players are going to come back for it. But, you know, it is what it is. We'll see if I name my guy something close to Korthluger or not. But it's coming. March 7th, 2018. Get ready. And with that, Korthluger, if he cooperates, will wave to you. And I will say, adios, amigos. If you like what you see, please give me a follow, and later.